Eric Nichols at the University of South Carolina asked me to talk about annual reports. And I think year-end reports for athletic departments are a little bit like game officials. No one seems to notice them unless they're bad. Hello everybody, I'm Kurt Esser, Senior Associate Athletics Director at the University of New Mexico. And welcome to Over the Hump, the Ocho edition. In my first blog, I mentioned that I really want to learn from this process. And that's certainly the case with regards to annual reports. I don't believe that the University of New Mexico is where we want to be just yet. So I'm offering some practices, not necessarily best practices, but just some tips, and you can use them as you see fit. Two schools I think are doing a really good job are Kentucky and Chattanooga. My good friend Jay Blackman at Chattanooga has done a really nice job of including statistical information from 5 and 6 years. So, especially when you're talking about social media, fundraising, ticket sales, advertising, what have you, if you can go back that far, that's certainly a great thing to include. Mission statement. Got to have that, got to have it right up front. I think that's very important and very powerful to your fans, to your advertisers, to your donors. We currently are using PowerPoint, and I'm going to experiment with Prezi. And Prezi is PowerPoint on steroids, but certainly gives you the opportunity to do a little bit more glitz and glamour. I engage each of our athletic communications staff to really own each of their sports. For each, send me one awesome photo that you can use as a backdrop, and then 3 to 5 great bullet points. If your team, an individual team is struggling, focus on an individual student athlete, academics, alumni who may be doing well in the Olympics or in the professional ranks, and certainly a coaching change needs to be highlighted. We usually use 2 to 3 pages for academics, and we keep that as upfront as possible before we get into each of the sports, and then we use a page or 2 for overall department highlights. So I hope this is helpful. At Kesser, and certainly hashtag finishing if you want to attach your link to your annual report and offer any tips to the rest of us. Thanks, and have a great finish.